Hey everyone, Michelle here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my February wrap up. Yes, this is a late wrap up again, I apologise, life has been hectic, but here it is. So during February I participated in the Royal Readathon and I had a lot of fun with it. There were 8 prompts. I completed all 8, which is the main thing. I did have 2 DNFs, which isn't that good because they were both books that I kind of wanted to like. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have read them. Duh. On top of the Royal Readathon, of course, I had my week-long Kindle Unlimited reading vlog, which was so much fun. So yes, there will be some screenshots of covers because obviously they're on my Kindle. But I will go through my 2 DNFs, my Buzzwordathon book, and then I will go into the rest of the books I read in February. My first DNF for February was The Ruin of Kings by Jen Leon. I got 40% of the way through it, and I didn't have the urge to carry on. I mean, on the back of the blurb, it talks about how there's this prophecy and that he's going to be a pawn, and that he's destined to destroy the galaxy, or the world empire. 40% of the way through it, this prophecy's only been mentioned twice, and I got really confused between the 2 different timelines. So it was a DNF for me. I was thinking maybe I could go back and read it when I have a bit of free time, see if I can get into it again. This is me. I have no free time. No, I just thought, do you know what? If I got 40% of the way through it, which was nearly 300 pages, and I wasn't enjoying it the first time round, chances are I'm not going to enjoy it the second time. And my second DNF was Love and Theft by Stan Parrish. I got about 20% of the way through this book and was like, what a load of rubbish. Of course these characters ended up knowing each other in a different life. Of course she knows what he once was but doesn't know what he is now. It was all very coincidental, and I'll be honest, I didn't really like the story. Even though I know it's 20% of the way through, it sounded good, but it just sounded stalkerish, and yeah, wasn't the vibe for me. For Buzzwordathon, the prompt was to read a book with a pronoun in the title, so I read Both of You by Adele Parks. I wish I hadn't, 1 star. This was a predictable book. It's something that I said about a thriller a couple of years ago. It was like a step-by-step on how to write a thriller, but there was nothing that was different from any of the thrillers. It was very much, I know where this is going to go, and it goes the exact way I think it was going to go. And the supposed twist at the end, well, that was obvious about 20% of the way through the book. So I was hoping this would be my first step into the foray of Adele Parks. I think she's wrote about 19 books, something like that. Speaking to my colleague who's read a lot of her work, she said it's very much the same. So if I'm not enjoying this one, well, if I didn't enjoy this one, I'm probably not going to enjoy the rest of her books either. Now onto the rest of the books I read in February. The first one being Among Thieves by MJ Kuhn. I gave this 3 stars. I felt while I was reading this was a generic YA fantasy. Again, you could kind of see what was going to happen before it happened. But saying that, I did enjoy this story. I enjoyed this world. Now, I believe this is meant to be the first in a series or a duology. However, the second one's not on Goodreads yet, so I'm not sure if it will continue. If it does, it's definitely something I will want to continue reading. And now we get on to the Kindle Unlimited books. I will be reading from the Reading Journal. The first book was Flock by Kate Stewart. I gave this 3 stars. It wasn't what I expected. The spice was okay for a kind of polyamorous relationship. I expected a little bit more spice and a little bit more of a 3 scenes, but you know. The characters, the main character was very naive. The 2 love interests, I couldn't see the appeal, honestly. She was like all over these guys and I'm just like, why? If they were giving something in the bedroom, then maybe, but they really weren't. And the dad, I think he was being set up to be something that he isn't. The main story was met. The twist with the D character's parents, it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. Again, it kind of fed into this thing of, oh, dad's evil. well, actually, I don't know if Dad is evil because he's not really told me too much about him to come to that conclusion. And I wanted more of the gang. I wanted more of the gang. What was mentioned, I liked. I wanted more of it. Yeah, I know this book is currently being hyped all over Book Talk. I am not carrying on this series. Not for me. The next book I read was Home by Cassandra P. Lewis. Yep, I got the name right. I gave this 5 stars. I had every single emotion during this book. I laughed, I cried, I had spicy seeds, I smiled, I grimaced, I felt every emotion all the characters felt. My heart actually broke for everyone involved, from the start when they were young to when they were older, and you had Liz and her story. And I like the fact that that wasn't just a quick drop in the ocean, here's why you got this back. It was very much, this is part of your story now. And I like how it kind of changed the behaviour of certain characters. And I cried a little. I said I cried a little at her letter. I know Cass has wrote a second book with Daisy's story, I think it is. I think that's out now. Definitely when I pick up my Kindle again, that will be one I will be picking up. The next book I read was Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. 4 stars. I did not think I would enjoy this book as much as I did. Very dark scenes, I will be honest. I maybe shouldn't admit this, but here we go. I liked how they didn't focus on the negatives of that to how it impacted their relationship so much. That sounds really bad. If you've read this book, you know what I'm on about. But I like the fact how instead of letting this drag them apart, they actually brought them closer. And yes, it was a bit of the spicy scenes were impacted because of that, and maybe some people are like, oh, that's trauma. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that's their way of coping. However, it also brought together these 2 characters who, even before the aftermath, you could kind of tell that they would be closer if it wasn't for that other relationship, which I kind of liked. I did like the writing, I did like the flow of this story. It was very much, it carried on, there was no stopping or starting, which I think you do get in some books where you have this trauma or event. However, it lost a star because I wanted more at the end. I wanted to know what they did in that 8 months to heal. You can't just say, oh, it's been 8 months, we've healed. I can't have that. I need to know what they did. Yeah. Also, the family and friends, douchebags to the highest extent. Your friend or your sister, your lover has just been through this traumatic event. 2 weeks later, do you want sex? Done a bit of rumpy pumpy? No. Oh, here's my friend, my male friend. Why don't you go sleep with them? No. The next book I read was A Girl Like Lilac. Again, another 4 stars. It was a sweet story with some action and emotions involved. I like how the love developed from sweet and innocent to an adult relationship, and how, while yes, he was a bad boy, he was a bad boy for protecting her, and that's what got my heart. I am going to be reading from the notes a lot more because it's been a month I read this. So the story near the end on the pier was a step too far for me. I just remember that was. I don't think we needed that. I think we could have had a conclusion that maybe violence wasn't the answer, and it would have been nice to see the actual bad guys get their comeuppance in a non-final way without spoiling, but I think I just spoiled. And then we had Heartbreak Guava by Heather M. Oregon and Kate Stewart, 5 stars. Again, a book that broke my heart. The anguish, the pain felt between not only the 2 characters that went through this horrific event, but their loved one. And while yes, he knows that world, he should have known that she wasn't coping the right way is the wrong way to say it, but the right way to say it. I felt he kind of pushed a little bit too much. And oh, well, you can't think of him, you can't speak of him. I'm sorry, they've been through this traumatic event, of course there's going to be a bond between them. And then we had The Game by LP Lovell and Stevie J. Cole, 4 stars. This was dark, twisted and pure smut, and I loved it. I wanted more of the smut scenes. I want a follow-up story where it's just smutty, because that was this was recommended to me by one of my colleagues who, her name is Dark and Twisty. Yes, that was Dark and Twisty, although apart from the smut, which was, again, the actual plot of the story was really good. And then next I read Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I gave this one 4 stars. I enjoyed this a whole lot more than I thought I would. I'm noticing very recently that a lot of the times with Six of Crows inspired, I will say, because that's what a lot of people connect it to, and like, oh, it's a Six of Crows inspired. It wasn't. It was totally different. I read them and I'm like, it doesn't live to the hype. It's not a 5-star rating. It wasn't for me. And I know a lot of people have rated it 5 stars, which I was quite shocked by, because Margaret Owen is an author who's wrote something, The Merciful Crow, which a lot of people rate 5 stars. But anyway, going off topic there, Michelle. While I had a little expectation, it wasn't as much as everyone else, which I think was a good thing, because I could go into it blank, with a blank canvas, and make up my own thoughts without being twisted by other people's. The writing was good. I liked the fact that every character, including the villain, had a very good development arc. I don't think it should have been a sequel. I think it should have just been a standalone, but I will be picking up the sequel when that comes out, of course. And then I read The Iron Widow by Ziran Zhao, 5 stars. The hype is real for a book for me. The hype is real. I loved it. I loved it, from the characters to the world to the story to the development of these characters to the twist at the end. The twist at the end. This was, I don't read a lot of sci-fi. Sci-fi is not my genre. I find a lot of time, if I try and read sci-fi, it triggers my anxiety. This didn't trigger. It was perfect. I imagined this as Power Rangers meets Transformers meets something else. I can't remember what I was thinking as well. But yeah, the hype was real for this one. I can't wait. I need the sequel like now. I think it's been released next year, but I need it like now. Please give it to me now. And then I read The Court of Miracles by Kess de Grand, 3 stars. This was being linked to the retelling of Les Miserables. The only thing that linked it to Les Miserables was the location and some of the character names. I was so delighted. No, once I took the Les Miserables inspiration out of it, it was an okay story. It went the way I kind of thought it would. I did enjoy the different courts and the way they mingled and the interpolitics, I will say. But yeah, it was an okay book. There is a sequel coming out. I'm not rushing to pre-order the paperback because I don't think the hardback's even been out for pre-order yet. It'll be one that I'll get, but it's not going to be top of my list to read. And then I read Dear Child by Romeo Houseman. I gave this 5 stars. It didn't go the way I thought it would at all. At all. Now, I don't have the best of luck with translated books. This was originally released in German, so I did think, I'm not going to like this. I did. I liked how it was different. I liked how you could be reading it one way, and then here's a corner, diversion. I liked how there was a character that you didn't expect to be involved with all of this, that was involved with all of this. And yeah, I do want to read more translated books. Like I said, I haven't had the best of luck, but I think Romy might be one of those authors that goes onto my automatic buy list, because I enjoyed this work so well. And then I ended the month with Fable by Adrian Young. I gave this a weak 4 stars. It went the way I thought it would. However, in this case, it wasn't a bad thing. Yes, it was kind of obvious what some of the twists were going to be. But again, like I said, it wasn't a bad thing, because when I read it, I didn't go, oh, I knew that. I read it and went, cool, my thoughts are right, carry on. I did enjoy, like I said, the story did go the way I thought it would. The reason that didn't really give it too much of a low rating was because the character development was well done in a short amount of pages. However, the pacing at the first 60%, I'll say, was so slow. Oh, it was so slow. And then the rest of the 40% was what I would class as a normal pace. I need that pacing to be sorted out, and it could have been a strong 4 stars. Well, including my Kindle Unlimited books. These were all the books I read in February. A bit of a mixed match. Obviously there is a book on here that I will definitely be unhauling. Will there be a couple more? Possibly. Let's see how much room I need at the end of the year. Now on to my stats. So, I wanted to read 9 books in February. I read 13. The planned number of pages was 3,583. I actually ended up reading 4,642. My highest rated, there were 4. So I had Home, Heartbreak Guava, Iron Widow, and Dear Child. Lowest rated was obviously Both of You. Favourite book, Dear Child. Average amount of pages I read on the days I actually read, 202. So I'm staying in the 200 mark, which is good. At the end of the month, I ended up with my Goodreads challenge, 26%. So I was 12 books ahead of goal. One of my unannounced goals that I think I've talked about in quite a few videos is that I don't want to haul more books than I read that month. I read 7 physical. This is just based off physical, not including Kindle Unlimited. So I read 7 physical books. I hauled 17. What that means is I will be going through my diary and seeing what I've pre-ordered over the next couple of months and cancelling some, because I am not going to 2023 with over 100 books in my TBR again. It's not going to happen. So yeah, that whole video will be coming sometime, probably end of March, so I can do January, February, March. But yeah, that was my wrap up for February. Sorry, it was a short one and a quick one. I need to try and remember to film these at the end of the month so I still remember what my thoughts are. But have you read any of the books that I have read this month? Did you have different thoughts or similar thoughts? I would love to know. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Michelle. I read a variety of genres, and I'm kind of becoming very chaotic with this whole booktuber thing. I don't call what I do as reviewing, because as you can see, I just go there, or I don't give any details or a lot of details. If you do want to subscribe, please consider doing so. My goal is to reach 50 subscribers by the end of the year. If you don't want to, not a problem. But until the next time, bye.